We're starting with the replacement of the control panel on this lovely Maytag MEW6530DDS oven. Now, we found out from many people online that the reason why this lovely circuitry here goes out is because when you have it on broil and the heat comes up, or when you have it on clean, that it actually fries the circuitry because they have bad insulation. So there's probably a lot of you out there that wanted to replace this, and I couldn't find anything on YouTube, so I'm trying to be helpful for others. So the first thing that I've heard is you're going to take out these screws that hold it in your trim on either side, and once you remove them, you can just simply lift and pull the oven out about 6 to 8 inches. You don't have to go crazy because you do have it wired in the back and you don't want to pull the wiring out. Then you're going to have 2 1/4-inch hex nuts that I've removed already that are right there holding the front panel on, and it's on either side, and that's it. Then we're going to take the new part we have sitting here ready to go, and you notice there's ribbon connectors, so we're going to have to work on connecting those ribbon connectors gently to the other parts inside. So we'll be right back. As you can see, we've just slid this right off, but inside you can see where the 2 ribbons connect, but you're going to have to take this control panel off. So we're going to have to take those hex nuts on the black circuitry board off and gently disconnect so that we can get the new board, new front base on. Okay, so we've removed actually the screws from the silver plate on either side, and as you can see, there's a giant piece of insulation there keeping it all insulated from the heat. So that, if you wanted to, you could replace. We're not going to bother because we're pretty much not going to do broiling and self-cleaning very much anymore. So okay, so we found that when you're going in and you want to release these ribbon pieces here, there's 2 spring clips on either side. When you press these together, that allows for this piece to pop back and will release the ribbon. Otherwise, you don't want to have holes there shredded. So even though we're throwing this away, you just want to make sure you connect it and reconnect it correctly. Okay, so as you can see, we pinched those black clips, and then it just slides up ever so slightly to release the ribbons. We took the little insulation piece that they had and put it in our new faceplate. It just sets in there, rests in there. If you wanted to replace that, you could put some more in there, up to you. But we're going to finish the install here. Okay, so as you can see, we've replaced the hex nuts. Now, you may find that they're slightly off center. I would recommend that you start with this front piece and then go to this piece, because you're going to have to make sure it's square. And the bottom replacement panel here has a slightly smaller hole, but those screws will tighten right in there, so that's no problem. But to get it squared up, do this one, then that one, then continue with the bottom ones. Now we're going to connect the ribbon into the circuit board. Okay, so as you can see, these little pieces are up. We're going to slide the ribbon back down in there, and then that little piece, you just kind of push it down till it clicks. And don't pull hard, but just make sure that it's secure, and it looks like it is. You don't even have to undo any of this wiring if you don't want to, but definitely before you start, and I know this is kind of a bad timing, but as with any electrical appliance, you do not want to try and do any rewiring or replace any parts without first turning the electricity off, which of course we made sure we did by opening the oven door, and when the light bulb went out, we knew we had the right circuit breaker. So just make sure that you do that first. And hopefully this will be our fix. We're going to screw the panel back on and turn the electric on and just double check it. Okay, so we screwed the 2 screws back on either side, but just to make sure that that's the only piece, because some people said it's the board behind that we connected to, we're going to turn the power back on and test her out. Okay, so the power's back on, as you can see. The clock is flashing. Let's see if the numbers work. What are we going to do to set the clock? I guess press clock. I'm not sure how to set it, to be honest with you. It's not my oven, but let's see. If we were to go to bake, we could do bake. And at MEW6530DDS. We've got our number panel working again, so it looks like that's exactly what we needed. So there you go, there's your fix. As long as you can figure out how to set your own clock, you're good, because it's really not 3:15 here. But from Marty and Dawn's house at Ocean Isle Beach, there's your fix of the Maytag control panel. All we'll have to do now is slide it back in and put those two trim screws back in to secure the oven, and we're all set. You can go to a number of places online to get the part. Even Sears Parts Online has this part. They've slightly modified the part number, so you may just have to look around to see what where you can get one. But if you want to put, again, additional insulation in there, you can. But otherwise, you're good to go. Have a great day, and happy baking.